Alright, welcome back, Generals and Admirals. This is General Johnny, and I'm coming back at you once again with another battle analysis. And for you who have not seen the channel before, this is General Johnny's Strategy, where I go over real-time strategy tips for real-time strategy games. And I'm going back to my roots a little bit here with NTW3. And thank you, Rambo, for sending this replay in. This will be the first time that I kind of just do a live battle analysis or review of this gameplay footage. Apparently, it's come very highly recommended. He said it was from a while ago, but you can see up here back in June of 2024. I don't think that's too long ago, but apparently a very close game, apparently a very good game. So thank you again for submitting this. And without further ado, I will delve into as much tactical and strategic analysis as possible. However, I think that if you just want to kick back, relax, and enjoy the beautiful scenery of NTW3 and what supposedly is an awesome battle, then feel free to do that as well. So without further ado, we'll get into this one. So the details for today is going to be Hiller versus LK. Now, I'm not actually super familiar with LK as a clan, but Hiller, obviously, you can see here LOC victory. They're playing core of 1799. The map is Bohemia 3 Alpha. They had a total of 37 points. It was Coalition was the Hiller team, and Imperial was the LK clan team. All right, and you can see their army distributions. You have Milas. Well, I'm gonna butcher some of these names. Stare. York and Suvorov, obviously. Imperial side of things, we have Bonaparte, Moreau, Lecouvreur, and Humbert. So those are the sides. That is the matchup, and just an overview of the map here, as well as the teams and the final win-loss distribution as far as their kills. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the actual footage. And again, we are doing this one live, and we will run it and see how it goes. So this is the replay, last second replay. And we'll be doing some live analysis today, ladies and gentlemen. So Bohemia 3 Alpha, I will have to see what this map actually looks like once we load into the game. However, you can just kind of see the spawns over here. It's like almost like a circle looking. And what I'm going to do off the bat is I'm going to go ahead and put us on fast forward. I don't know how long. Usually when these clans are setting up, they take quite a long time to set up. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward that part real quick. While we wait, we're going to go ahead and kind of look at the distribution of this map. Again, I haven't played this map very often, if at all. I'm trying to reach back in my brain and kind of see if I've ever really played this map before. Oh wait, Bohemia 3 Alpha, no, no, okay. Alright, yeah, off the bat, I don't really remember. I cannot remember if this looks very similar to okay, yes, okay, now I have found it. I remember this map very distinctively now. I always play in this position here where the 9-point Imperial and the 11-point Imperial are located. I usually play actually here where the 11-pointer is playing. But you can see their distribution. Actually, no, I take that back. I usually play over here. You can see the distribution, and the same thing goes for the other side. They're kind of aligned in this circular deployment, okay, around this middle town, okay. And just looking at points wise, is always good to kind of establish that first off. So you have 1 point in the upper left. You have 4 points in the and okay, they just started their deployment. You have 4 points in the middle, 1 point, 1 point here. So those are all pretty much given. So 5, 6, 7 points on the Imperial side. You have 4, 5, 6, 7 points on the coalition, with this 1 point up for grabs. But really, if you kind of look at where these position, this whole town, this town will determine. So yeah, again, 7, 7. So that's a total of 15. You need more than 7 points to win this game. So you either need this point or this point, which are these two houses here in the middle. So that's what we're fighting over. Of course, if they lose any of their given points, I guess, on the coalition side, so primarily this house here, then they also lose. I think it's most realistically, if you're playing this the way you're supposed to, these two houses in the main town are going to be the main point of contention. So I'll go ahead and start out. I believe what's going to happen here is the far right side is going to come into contact first. All right, so they are sending out their C4s. It's a very small unit. I guess that's because I didn't know that this was from their Ireland, right? Am I reading that right? Okay, yeah. So, yeah, they're sending out their little scout unit of 12 cavalrymen, which is awesome. And then, yeah, so they're just sending out their basic scouts. Let's see what they have in the middle here with Lecoultre. So, yeah, it looks like some pretty basic cav. This is probably a little bit better. The 9 Echo Hussars, pretty decent cab unit there. Light cab, obviously. Again, light cab over here. Some dragoons. It looks like they brought some L5s, some pretty fast infantry to possibly take that town initially. Oh, I really like this, the 25 Echo de Battaglia. This is a pretty good unit there. And then obviously the historical general himself. Going further left, it looks like we also have some C4s for deploying. And like I suspected, it looks like a initial cavalry engagement, a little skirmish, and I think the coalition side is actually going to do some pretty decent damage. We'll probably end up routing that unit. They are in their deployment. Coalition is, and they're kind of double teaming this far right Imperial player. They've already almost broken. I guess they pulled off because they weren't confident enough, and now, yeah, oh, so they're just trying to really shock that morale. I think he's just toying with him, honestly. I mean, this is good play back and forth, but if I was this Imperial player, I would instantly be turning every gun onto this section. If I was the other Imperial player, I'd be sending over help. This is where the communication would be vital, and they do absolutely annihilate that C4. So HRE does. So very good job, very good opener right there. I mean, yeah, he might be taking a few casualties here, but all in all, pretty much unanswered at this point. And he's just gonna sprint this back, and really all of his soft targets are at stake here. He really needs to be careful. All the coalition have already ganged up and really forward deployed their cavalry. I mean, look, here is another example. They are just absolutely going to bully this right player, and I don't know what his plan is. Really, I really don't know what his plan is at this point. I mean, they will gang up, probably kill this this cavalry. Okay, maybe he's baiting a little bit here, but I would not even be that risky if you have a general on the line here. So let's see if he does get it. I will briefly, yeah, let's see if he does get this real quick. All right. All right. This is where I think he might be going for the artillery. Um, Okay, so that was not a very strong HRE, which most HRE cav units aren't that great. So maybe I think he was trying to go for the artillery there, and I think it was unsuccessful. Again, maybe it was a little bit of bait by the French players, but I would not have personally gone that far as to do that. And looking in the middle, there is just cavalry skirmishes everywhere, and it looks like Coalition is kind of winning a lot of them. Besides maybe this one in the middle, but even that looks like the morale dropped pretty bad, and there comes their reinforcements. So Coalition is really taking the early cavalry game. And some of these charges, I mean, goodness gracious. Wow, this is a lot of cap play. And I think in general, the coalition is absolutely routing this Imperial cav. As you can see, I mean, it might be a little bit more even. I mean, there's one coalition cav gone, but I'm counting 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 coalition as well. But in general, I mean, the coalition cav, I believe, I don't really play with our HRE that much, but their cav is a little bit cheaper, I want to say. I mean, it's definitely not as good as the Imperial. And let's see what building that was. So it looks like they begin their battle over this center town, the one that we discussed earlier, and it looks like Imperial is beginning to march in there. They dealt with that early cab problem. It looks like they might have lost one over here. Didn't catch all that action because we were really interested in this middle action here, and it looks like they're kind of you know, re-establishing their lines, at least their cavalry lines, and then establishing their positions, initial positions in this town, in this very important town here. And just looking over at the armies, so yeah, I mean this is it. I'm not sure what each army really specialized. You can really only see the Imperial as far as other than, you know, identifying as we spot them on the coalition side. But as far as Imperial, usually they want to use their speed, so they are using these roads, and it looks like they're going to consolidate around the main town and put these and just grab their points and probably hold on to it with whatever grenadier. Yep, see the guard grenadier here in the middle house 4-pointer, some Troyers and some L5s, so probably some light infantry there. That one might be a little bit more at risk. I don't know. Okay, again, a grenadier, and then a grenadier again. So they mostly have grenadiers, you know, besides this one building, but they also have 2 infantry in that one. So it looks like they have all their bases kind of covered, and they can focus on the battle around the center town here. And it looks like a little bit more cav development here. Not sure why HRE isn't. I mean, again, they're kind of playing a dangerous game here with their general that close, maybe trying to inspire to come on. Let's go, let's go. Okay, and they do win against that cavalry, which is really a C2. Yep, yeah, so the Deroy cavalry, that's actually a pretty good cav unit against what looks like a pretty decent light cav. So maybe they were exhausted or what have you, but it looks like they are just really all out sending everything to that town. Now, interesting piece here. I don't know if I'd be giving up this high ground to the right if I wanted to, you know, take this town. I think they're doing the smart thing with consolidating down, but they have to be close, or they have to be safe that they're not getting too close. They should spread out a little bit and take the key terrain, but I guess they really don't need it if all they're defending is here and you're not trying to ambush around the back side and do a flanking maneuver. But I guess that's not really what they're going for. They are holding these woods and ripping off a few shots with these tirailleurs. Yeah, and that is the best part of the light infantry. Don't ever leave it out because your cavalry will get sniped. I mean, they just lost 4 or 5, probably 6, 7 by the time they get away. Figures from that cavalry unit. So pretty good play right there. And the main battle lines are being drawn in the sand or really grass here. Let me go ahead and fix that sound for you, so we can hear every glorious gunshot here, every horn and trumpet and drum set. So this is a superior position. I will say Imperial was less than impressed on their positioning, or not position, but their really cav play at the beginning, especially on this right side, or really in the center, but on this right side I thought they were getting out positioned. And it looks like, what did this guy bug out? He's just hanging out on the, I don't know if they forgot him. Maybe they did end up getting them over here when he had that cavalry charge. I'm not sure what's going on over there. But back to the main town here, yeah. Just marching along. Just marching along. But yeah, this is a great position, I think, here on top of this this, you know, high ground on the left side of the town. Again, I think that, you know, forming up on the right side is pretty beneficial, but, you know, if you're going to go for the assault column, especially against HRE, like, if they establish this assault column well and execute it well, they can definitely punch a hole straight through the enemy. But that is, you know, considering it looks like Coalition is collapsing down, and here's the thing: is it's almost like a horseshoe around around the Imperials. So I don't know if that's by design or what's really going to happen from this. But it does look like consolidating down, and here is you know, the British over here. They are falling back to the left to kind of shore up that middle. I think, and let's see how the town is going. Remember, they do need to keep control of this one pointer off to the left here, so that is vitally important, and it looks like they're trying to mount a defense here. And if I had to guess, I mean, really, the way this is drawn up, right, I would say it's probably an Imperial-sided map because of how close they're kind of drawn out here. Now, if they establish a defense, which I think is what the intent of the HRE player is at this point, right, they want to establish a defense on top of this hill. Oh, and it looks like he's going for the artillery. Yeah, I mean, if you can ever snipe artillery like that, wow, that is it's a great play. I wonder if he unlimbered. If not, that artillery is useless, and that artillery is gone. I mean, that's a fair trade, okay? Anytime you can, obviously you want to do it with the most cost-effective cavalry, because you're not going to usually get those back. I mean, this cavalry might come back, too. So he might even come completely positive on that trade, but most of the time you want to sacrifice a lower you know, cost C4 for something like that. But guns are definitely, yep, and they do come back here. So yeah, guns are really worth it to snipe with cavalry. And here comes another snipe by HRE, taking out some of those pesky skirmishers. I guess that's payback. But this Imperial player really should have been defending that with, you know, cavalry or something. That cavalry's not going to cut it. They're not gonna, you know, even if they did, they'd get cut off here. But yeah, that's a freebie on the right side for the coalition. Let's see what's going on, and it looks like Imperial is almost at this point falling back completely, and it might be part of their strategy. Very much might be part of their strategy to give ground like that. Usually, a lot of players, right? Now, keep in mind that Imperial does need to take a point to win this game. So I don't know if the strategy usually works, but if you do have LOC, so lines of communication, if you have more points than the enemy, you can do something like this where you fall back and that brings them off of their superior position. Like I said, this hill over here that their HRE's general is on top of is a superior position. Now, I don't know if Imperial is coming off of that, their superior position, to kind of ensue a chase if they want to end up fighting back here for some reason, since this ground might be better. But not necessarily how I would play it. But let's see how. Let's not get jumped to conclusions. Let's see how this plays out throughout this game. So. And it looks like they are really giving up pretty much all of their ground at this point. Yep, HRE takes out another. Whoa, no, wait. That's coalition side. I guess they lost. I don't know what is. Oh, it must have been taken out by the Imperial artillery. This one-piece artillery? Wow. That's guard artillery, yeah. Artillery, Apied, Guard, Consoles. So 8-pounders. Let's watch one shot. Let's see how accurate. Oh wait, I hear a charge. I hear a charge. And that's the second piece of skirmish light infantry. That's just gone. That is gone, and Imperial's not getting it back. And it looks like Imperial is also taking a healthy amount of damage from this infantry, which surprisingly enough has been able to catch up to this Imperial infantry, although some of these, right, look like pretty large, probably slow and cumbersome units. Usually not the case. That coalition can catch up to some of this Imperial. Okay, and here they go for that cannon. Yeah, I mean, good. I was gonna say good charge, but I guess came up a little bit short, and he ran that crew off of there, so even less damage was dealt. But that is immobilized now. I don't know if it was worth it. Only time will tell. But I guess he saw that opportunity to at least knock the limbers off of that artillery, and he took it. Which, you know, you can't knock someone for trying. You can't knock the guy for trying, and it looks like HRE is sending out a single regiment of infantry to deal with, or at least try to deal with, whatever is in that house as the rest of this battle ensues. Absolute chaos, and that's Suvorov. I mean, this must be Suvorov Grenadier infantry, but they're kind of getting shot in the back. Oh my goodness, and they're getting counter charges. This is not. I don't think that's very legal, but we won't show that. Wow, they are shooting themselves in the back here. Not the greatest play, and that's really good. It's really good Grenadiers there. Alright, as the main bodies collide, I don't know, is that a word? Probably not. And the artillery is booming. Oh my gosh, what a great shot. What a great shot. Good job, cannons. 4-pounders. Oh my gosh, that is at this point though, you have to, okay, I was about to say you have got to switch to canister at that point. And this is really expensive light cab. They're sending that in to deal with, oh, they're going for the artillery, the 4-pounders, and they're not going to be able to defend that. Oh, as I say that, they take a brutal volley, and along with the square that kind of drew them in, that will be the end of the day for that cavalry, that's for sure. And what is going on over here? The main bodies have collided in melee. I would like to say that Coalition is not going to win that engagement unless they send in more Suvorov Grenadiers, which I don't think they have at this point. What is going on the far right side? Not really, relatively, I would say relatively peaceful. Relatively peaceful, okay. And the rest of this battle, I will say Coalition is being very aggressive here. Coalition is being very, very aggressive here. And heck, it might pay off with the amount of artillery that they've been able to snipe, and they keep on sending infantry. But this artillery, this beautiful 8-pounder, may be part of the problem for Coalition. Absolutely may be part of the problem. And let's see if they can rip off a good canister. Oh, yep. And that was deadly. And now, yeah, it was definitely part of the reason why they broke. Obviously not that shot, but previous shots were already kind of, and there goes almost what seems to be like a Coalition mass rout in the middle. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's not a mass rout. We'll see. They'll have to recover. They'll have to do some things to recover here, and they just keep on pressing. I mean, this is what they are charging into here with the militia. Very smart move by a Coalition. I think they will win this. I really think they will win against this this militia. Although, I guess they're pulling back. They really shouldn't be shooting themselves in the back, in my opinion, but you can see them kind of start to redline there. And this part of the line is the least promising, I think, for the Coalition side. Least promising. This side may be more promising just because the infantry that is left is of lesser quality, in my opinion. And the artillery from this position will absolutely devastate them. Yep, that is the power of this artillery, which it's funny because I feel like the Coalition, I mean, they have artillery too. They're just maybe not doing as much damage. Like, why is this artillery, I mean, what are they really shooting at? A few other units. They need heavy artillery involvement in this middle line. Really over here they need more artillery involvement, but it looks like they're moving it up. They are moving up some artillery, and maybe even too close. I don't know. Now the British is still looking really healthy, so I mean, don't count them out of this just yet. And here comes a counter charge. This is a really good counter charge. It looks like the French, the Imperial side, has a pretty good secure flank on the right side. On the left side, not so much, actually. Very much not the case. Very opposing or different flanks for this battle. And there you go. There, the artillery. Maybe I spoke too soon. I think this is unnecessarily close. But we will see if it rips into their line as a form of payback. Just as the Imperial were ripping. Oh my gosh, they just shot their own men and they went flying off that hill. If it didn't kill them, that would be kind of fun. Oh my gosh, and there goes some other dudes flying. Wow. And a charge from the Imperial players into HRE. Absolute chaos here. Absolute chaos. And to see that guy with his sword and his drum, just absolutely. Did he survive? No, I lost him, but I'm pretty sure he died. Alright. And it looks like the Imperial side is really breaking through here. I mean, absolutely. They are. I mean, it's almost a mass rout over here with that cavalry charge and the infantry charge. I mean, I just see a lot of coalition units redlining, fleeing from the battle, and not a whole lot of Imperial units really even lost at this point. This 4-gun or 3-gun battery looks like it may have been taken out while we were elsewhere. And there's the Imperials sniping back some of that artillery, really just some payback against the coalition. And this is what I'm talking about. 2 units just up and routed. They said, nope, not for me. And they keep firing at their own guys. It's pretty funny. Well, not funny for those guys, but they're, you know, flying through the air. It's pretty cool. And here's another artillery, counter-artillery charge. I don't know if they'll win that battle. And this is kind of a bluff. But it looks like Imperial is pressing well. Is pressing very well here. And a general has died. I'm not sure where that occurred in the battle. Oh, the general's staff is at war. In the middle of the battle, they flee. They're fleeing now. Oh no. Oh no. Imperial may have overextended a little bit there. They may have overextended. And some more counter charges. I don't know if it's going to be enough though. I really don't. Even if the Imperials did overextend a bit there, that's a lot of units from the coalition side that are up and gone. These two, I would say the left and the right, infantry skirmishes are pretty important here.
Our men are running for.
As they charge in cavalry to kind of support. Ooh, he's rear charging his own guys there a little bit. Maybe the I don't know where the coalition is getting all this cavalry, but I will say they are kind of now having a counter charge and possibly looking like a little bit of trouble for Imperial, but they are sending men for their own countercharge. I don't know if I would have sent it into that infantry unit specifically. However, the rest of the countercharge may or may not be good. I mean, this is light cav. This is less than light cav. That actually looks like guard, cavalry, possibly some C2s. But this flank here too has kind of evaporated. I didn't really see much of that action over there. It's kind of evaporated on that side. But likewise for the Imperial side of things, they've kind of evaporated on the left side. So who has evaporated more? I don't know. I really don't know at this point. And watching this for the first time with you guys, pretty much live. I mean, this isn't a live recording, but it is, I guess it's happening live. We were doing this together, and I don't know who is necessarily winning this battle at this point. Looks like the general has got a little bit caught up in routing Imperial. Alright, he just wants to get... Oh, but he's getting shot too. He's also getting shot by his own guys. Friendly fire. It's the worst, not so friendly, worst kind of fire that you can get. And it looks like, again, with those counter cavalry charges, I think the Imperial side of things, they really tried to punch through and make this kind of a decisive breakthrough on the left side or their left flank, and it just didn't really work out the way they wanted it to. Keep in mind, I would say Coalition sometimes has a better chance of rallying some of these, you know, retreating units, like probably what has gone on over here, just because they're larger, but they do have less morale. Now, what can Imperial do with what? And now looking at it from this angle, it does appear that Imperial are in trouble. The French side of things is not looking great. It's actually not looking great at all, because this is militia. This is mostly militia, and that's basically what they have. And like I said, a lot of these units in the coalition side may start coming back, and they definitely have enough even as is to... Oh, it looks like... is that Bonaparte? No. Is it? Oh, Jean-Baptiste. Okay, so they do have a C2 guard consul who I think decided to flee. Yeah, but I think they were going for this artillery. This is the only promising section for the French. And what building was just lost? Let us go see. I suspect it was this building. Wow. The one part of the battle that we weren't even paying attention to, or I wasn't paying attention to. Yeah, so they did end up taking, and I knew I should have mentioned this, but you know, L5 and a Troyer for the far right, like I just don't, or far left flank for the French, I just don't know why they would have done it like that. If you're gonna have grenadiers and all the other houses to cover your bases, then why not put one on the far left? I don't know. And likewise, how did the coalition know that that house was occupied? Maybe they had a spy. I don't know. But yeah, that's really impressive that they were able to take that. It looks like they unoccupied these two houses, which again, I probably wouldn't have done that either, but you know, if they're, I mean, they are winning elsewhere, so why not at this point fall back, you know, rest on your laurels? And what is this? This is a independent piece of line infantry. Oh yeah, that's Suvorov. That has to be Suvorov Grenadiers over there. And it looks like you have your own Guard, Grenadiers, they should really duke it out. I don't know if they notice that they're just walking past each other, but for the rest of this battle, I mean, we're only at the halfway point, 26 minutes in, and it almost feels like a lull in the battle, and you can kind of see them reorganizing, kind of like little little ants on a hill. I mean, they're reorganizing here, possibly to mount a defense. I don't know. I don't know where this one will be going, but it is a little bit satisfying to see that they are reforming their lines a bit. They need to be careful with this cavalry on the far right side of the French. They will get shot and they will lose a lot of figures just walking around like that. I think he realizes it now, and as the coalition decides to take a step back, take a deep breather, I mean, they did everything they needed to do here, even though it was quite risky. I think the tactic of them on the attack against the French was pretty risky. And there goes one of their units, shot to death by artillery, by the artillery squad. See, the issue being, can the French simply charge? I don't know if I'd be doing it with militia, although it may work. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's gonna work though. And they kind of take a step back again. The French do. As another countercharge. I mean, they are relentless. Both sides are being relentless with this charge. And they countercharge. The countercharge gets countercharge. And then the countercharge and countercharge. I mean, this is madness. I think that coalition feels that they need to break this infantry. I don't know if it is worth it. Looks like a fairly even trade. A fairly even trade up to this point. What kind of... Oh wow. That's a cool uniform. That's a cool uniform, guy. Look at that officer. Yes. Yes. Buddy's getting shot by his own men. Stop. Stop shooting. Oh my gosh. What a volley. And that unit, even though their uniforms were really cool looking, ended up just getting massacred. Absolutely massacred. Oh my gosh. British are setting up a volley. They do outnumber them here, and with their kind of accuracy, yep, the French do start to break.
Our men are running.
And the French are retreating there. The French are retreating there. If we back up a little bit and kind of just take a look at this map again, the right side, other than this artillery, which, I mean, do not underestimate the power of this artillery. Don't do it. That one piece of artillery can quite literally hold off that entire line. They don't have any cavalry. They do have cavalry, so they have this unit of cavalry back here. So if I was HRE, I would probably be positioning, but they're probably tired. I don't know what kind of cavalry it is. They also have this cavalry back here as well. And HRE is deciding to advance on superior French lines right now, and I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think that is gonna work very well for them. But I guess they feel like they have to do something, which I don't know why. I think that they could take a step back here. I think they could take a step back here, but they're... Oh no. That is the second or third unit to where they basically walked into them and were shot to death. And the rest of this battle, if I had to pick a side, I would say coalition is going to win this battle. There is nearly or almost no real Imperial main body other than this small area right here that they're defending. That's tricky though. I mean, where did this side of the coalition army, and look, now the coalition is just starting to, even the small forces they do have are starting to dwindle. But again, does it really matter? Because they have that LOC. They were the last to hold that LOC. Are they going to try taking that one? I do not know. I do not know. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fast forward this to see if there's any progression. If I see any out of the ordinary progression, I will stop the recording and we'll go back and kind of talk about it. So while we were fast forwarding, they did have a general die here, okay, on the coalition side from the looks of it. Or actually, it should be Imperial side, no? It does look like they had a general die, and also I don't know why they walked off from here. So they walked off from this LOC, possibly surrendering it, but I did want to go over the LOCs real quick here at the end of the game, or towards the end of the game. Right now we have 4 points. Again, coalition holds that. 1 point here. These 2 points in the middle town. Okay, so that is a total of 7 points. Again, 7 points for the coalition side. They also have the top left 1 pointer. Remember, they took that. That's located here. Okay, so that puts them at 8 points. They have 8 points out of the 15 points. That puts them 1 over. So that is going to be, right now, if everything holds, coalition wins off of LOC. Now, again, Imperial kind of just walked off from here. Maybe they have a unit, I don't know, that we don't see. I don't think that's the case. So that would put them really, I mean, 12 points over. That Imperial kind of walked off. So we'll have to see what goes on, what develops over the next 20 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and fast forward this. Again, I'll stop and revisit if anything changes. So, of course, while we were gone, there was some development. There was a little bit of development here. So Imperial looks like they are marching some of that. They may be reallocating some of their grenadiers to um, take back this house. So kind of walked off. I guess they assumed that this infantry wasn't going to be able to take it anyways, and they wanted to fight elsewhere. So that may have been the case. That may have been the case there. But in which point they don't gain anything, really. They don't gain any sort of LOC material-wise. So we're gonna go ahead. It looks like it's stalemated on the rest of the battlefront, unless the Imperial does have a lone cavalry over there. And keep in mind, with the fog of war, they might not be seeing everything, how much infantry is left, but I will say Imperial has now, looking at it, has taken the field, at least in the middle. Again, at least in the middle. But Coalition does hold LOC. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward, and I'll let you know if there's any developments. Okay, so there you have it. That was the battle. Upon further review, and this is really the final recap of kind of what the scenario was. As far as point-wise goes, you can see that Coalition does win here. They take 1, 2, that's 6 points, 7, 8, 9. 10 points here, so they take 10 points to 5 against the Imperial, who had superior numbers. They did have superior numbers. At the end there, remember, Coalition didn't have very much of a main body, but they did hold the LOC. So again, that face-off from Hiller being the LOC victor, and Imperial was LK, lost by LOC. So, thanks for joining again today, General Johnny. See you next time, Generals and Admirals, signing off.